Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Iron Brothers video podcast. Wow, we actually did that together.
Come on.
Hey, there we go. I love it.
First try.
Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, welcome. Probably should go back and watch our other videos, but we're glad that you are here. We'll be cringe for just a sec. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. We want to build this community of ordinary people to do extraordinary things. And so your love and support is greatly appreciated, and it helps us move forward in the algorithms to reach to other people that are like-minded. So yeah.
Absolutely. And for those listening on Spotify, yes, we do have a podcast. All of the just raw conversation that we have without any of, the nice cuts and awesome stuff that YouTube gets. You get the nice polished version, but the Spotify version, all the same stuff, all the great info that we hope we're somehow giving. So.
Exactly. Another thing that we want to cover is our two sponsors that we are currently under right now. The first one is GRÄCE. They are coming out with an official training line October 18th. Go ahead and check out GRÄCE Instagram as well as Spencer Panis Instagram. I'm currently wearing the super comfy GMP sweaties. Super comfortable. I know. You want a pair?
I would love a pair.
Hey, I know a guy.
Sweet. And our second sponsor, or Beekeeper, they've been awesome. They just started with us probably 2 weeks ago, I think now.
Yeah.
And like Jacob mentioned last week, they should be hooking it up with some intra-run nutrition for us pretty soon here.
Yeah.
But go ahead and check them out as well. All the links and everything for socials as well as like online store should be in the description below.
Yeah, great. Why don't we jump right into week 5?
Should we jump into Strava?
You want to jump into Strava?
Let's jump into Strava.
Strava. There we go.
Beautiful.
All right. Well,
let's talk about it.
All right. I think we did 5 runs again this week with 2 rest days. First run was 4-miler, our usual morning run that we have to do kind of at 5 in the morning. Got it over with.
Yeah.
Moving on. Going into the second run, it was a little bit shorter. I was wanting it to be around the same mileage at 4, but we went with a different route, and it was on me. I didn't do the due diligence of going through and just kind of mapping it out. So a little bit shorter of a run, but I mean, still a good run within it of itself. And then you can go ahead and talk about 5-miler.
5-miler on, what was that, Wednesday? And that was in town. Yeah, so that was a little bit later in the morning. If I remember correctly, it wasn't too bad. The first couple were a little rough, sometimes coming into the week, doing those early mornings. It's just like, it's not comfortable, and you really have to push to kind of get out of your head a little bit because the body is just, it doesn't feel awesome, and you just got to kind of push through that a little bit, especially like I said, in those first couple mornings there, it's dark, cold. I mean, it's getting colder out, it's getting windier out, a little damper out, so we're just trying to work through the elements and the adversity.
If anyone has mobility, exercising or training, anything like that, shout out to us, because we would love the help. We kind of just run through a very basic warm up and cool down with all of our runs, and with the mileage catching up under our feet, I know it's important for us to both have mobility at the forefront of this training, and I'd rather not have it half strength. I want it to be kind of all in. So if anyone has suggestions, let us know.
Absolutely. I think I personally have not taken that the most seriously.
I
think we've both been intentional about trying to do stretches and warm-ups before and after, but those aren't super extensive, and I haven't found the time to do a lot of that on my own. And I know it's going to catch up to me. It's just one of those things that I don't always think about or don't always make time for, but I think it's probably going to need to happen pretty soon here. But that 5-miler, I think between us, we felt pretty good about it. Usually, like I said earlier in the week, it's a little bit tougher, but once we get up with the sun, it's a little bit lighter out, and maybe we have a run through the town, we feel a little bit more energized. Sometimes hitting that midweek or just some of those midweek runs just flows a little bit better, feel a little bit more comfortable.
And then did we take a rest day Thursday and hit the speed training Friday, or did we do speed training Friday or speed training Thursday?
I think we just did, Monday,
all 4
Tuesday,
nights.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Well, Thursday we went right into our speed training workout, which kind of resembled the first 2 weeks of speed training.
Because we weren't doing hills again.
Yeah,
sure.
we did not do
Not
hills.
yet. Not yet.
We might put it back into the schedule after the taper week, but we went back to the speed training this week.
Bad taste in the mouth from that one. We gotta.
Yeah, mind of a goldfish, like we talked about last week. Be a goldfish. But 2.6 miles. We did 8 reps of 1 minute on, 1 minute off, and it felt great. Yeah. We were cruising a lot quicker compared to the first time we did it. We're seeing progress. We're only through 5 weeks and seeing even minutes come off of that speed training time. It's been great.
Yeah, and for anyone that's new, that speed training, those intervals that we're talking about, the first couple weeks that we did that's essentially a full, almost pretty much sprint for a minute. Just pushing it pretty much as hard as you can go, striding out as much as you can, with then a minute where you're jogging, pretty much a walk, try to slow things down, catch your breath, and then a minute on, minute off, and do that for 8 or 10 intervals.
Yeah. And our philosophy behind that is we only do that once a week compared to maybe if someone's training for a 5K or 10K, they obviously do a lot more speed training workouts. The reason why is because we want to build our aerobic training base of 80% of our runs being in that zone 2, 70% max heart rate training, where 20% of our training for the week, that's when we hit zone 4, zone 5, like 85, 90% of our max heart rate, just to get that intense work on our muscles as well as our heart, just so that makes us even faster into our aerobic training for the long, slower runs.
Yeah.
Going into the final run, the long run for this week, we bumped from last week being 14. Now we're going to 16.
Big time.
Big time.
Another half Mary.
Another half Mary plus a little bit more. It was great. We used, actually, during this run, we got some cool things from Amazon that we used, mainly our new running pack. It's from a company called, how do you pronounce that? Inoxto. Running vest from Inoxto. Not gonna lie, it was $32, $33. We can throw up the Amazon invoice or whatever.
Yeah, we'll put it down below if you are interested. We're not sponsored, not paid, so we're going to give honest reviews of this.
Yeah. So what was nice with this, I liked the way that they advertised, like you can put 2 500 ml bladders right in the front 2 pockets. Super nice and convenient, as well as lower pockets down below where you could put your goos for those longer runs, as well as a fun, nice back pocket. I use this for my phone, and it fit my phone perfectly back there. In between taking videos during the run, I just pop it back there. That's the bladder that you'd put in the back. I think it's 1.5 liters is what it holds. And there's a little sleeve for the whole bladder, and it has a little mouth hose that you can use to dispense the water from it. For me using this, it was great putting it on. It looked cool, felt good. From the run from my door to the end of the driveway, I noticed that when the bladders are completely full in both of the pockets, the whole vest just jumps up and down. So by the end of the driveway, I just threw one of the bladders off towards the end of the driveway, and I held the other one in my hand to run because I was like, I'm not gonna run 16 miles with this jumping up and down. So that was kind of one downside with it. And then you had a couple problems with it too.
Yeah, so I went to strap this thing up for the first time, and I don't have a huge frame, but like I went to strap up the top one and it just broke on me.
Yeah.
And so it just, I think some of the seams came off, something like that. Anyways, I ended up tying it off and it worked pretty well. I had the same problem though with the bottles.
Yeah.
Just so much movement in there. And I knew that like if I kept that on for a long time, it was going to be bad news for like myself. But luckily I don't have like super sensitive skin, so it ended up being fine. I kept them in there, and as you drink them and they get lighter, it does kind of calm down a little bit. But it was nice to have the liquids there. That was awesome. The gels, I could put my phone in there if I needed to. So, I mean, I think one of those is vest or pack like that is essential. It was nice to have.
How'd you rate it?
Dude, it broke before I even like started running. So if I'm honest, this is like the goose. I don't have a frame of reference. Like it's not
I don't either.
8 different vests.
And
I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It's pretty stylish. You know, it's important. It's functional. The bladders are nice. Price is pretty nice. But that strap popping, that was a big, you know, disappointment. So
yeah, I don't know what I would do too, because you make a good point. I don't know what else to reference it to. It's my first run pack too, so I would probably give it a little less, to be honest. I'd probably put like 6.4, 6.4.
Yeah, maybe 7's generous. Yeah, whatever.
Benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But overall, we'll continue to use it for in terms of like storing water. Maybe I'll try the back bladder instead this next time, just maybe because it's more stable in the back.
We'll see.
Who knows? We'll find out.
We'll give an update on that.
Yeah. But another thing with the run packs were super cool that we're going to do for the marathon is we're going to represent our sponsors on the vests themselves. So we're going to work with a Etsy person that's able to make iron-on vinyl decals for the vest, and each of our sponsors will get a spot on the vest. And so if you're wanting to join the club, let us know, and we'll put you on the vest. But,
And that's another way of saying thank you to them, other than just, you know, giving them shout outs. But, you know, when we're doing our videos of us running, to have, you know, their name represented with us, you know, as we're grinding out those miles, I think it's a cool way for them to, you know, partner with us and be a part of this. So
but now going into the long run, how'd it feel?
16 miles. We didn't do it together. We're both solo still. It felt good. Like I said, I think last week, some of those steps when we're getting into the big miles now, they feel pretty doable. I think this time, to be honest, I pushed it, and I did it intentionally because I had a meeting that I had to be at that day. And that was kind of on me. I just had like this block of time that I needed to do it in, and I was already going to be late, but I told myself like, I just need to push it and try to get this done as fast as I can. And so I think I sat around like 9 minutes, 15 seconds, which is a pace that I'm pretty happy about. And I finished the half marathon portion in under 2 hours, which was nice. It was awesome to get done and to hold that pace for a while. I feel like I was pretty consistent, but I was sweating a lot more than like I normally do. It wasn't super hot out, but I was just pushing it. Yeah. And I was wearing an Apple Watch. Shout out to Jacob for hooking that up for me. So now I'm kind of, you know, I'm geared up on my run.
Geared up.
But I can see my heart rate now when I'm wearing that. And I was pushing it for a lot of the time. But like I said, it was nice to be able to hold that pace and not have it feel too uncomfortable. So I'm happy with it. Intra-run nutrition was good. I think I hit the goose every 3 miles. Yeah. I had the 2 bladders, which for me was more than enough. I think I had some left over after I finished up. So I felt good about that.
Good. Yeah, I think with me, it was along the same lines as you, where, except for me, it was kind of unintentional. I wanted to kind of do the same thing as you, where get under that 2 hours of half marathon. Yeah. Did that as well, but yeah, I was hovering around 9:10, 9:07 overall pace. And it was doable, but it felt too quick. Sure. And I know thinking into the future where we're going to have to add 10 more miles onto this 16 miles, it was one of those things where I was like, I need to pump the brakes a little bit.
Not sustainable.
Yeah. I can't do this for another hour and a half, because our run ended around like 2.5 hours. Yeah. Once I hit that half marathon, my paces started to drop a little bit, because my body was just like, I don't have anything else. Intra-run nutrition won't be able to help you much more than it has now. So that's my biggest takeaway too, is being able to be diligent in slowing down the pace and just taking that humble medicine of we need to run slower to run faster. Yeah. It's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah. And I don't think that pace is super sustainable for me. I know I probably couldn't have done that much longer. It is kind of a hard pill to swallow, a hard concept to grasp of like, okay, don't keep pushing it, right? Take it at a good pace that's going to be sustainable for you, and it's going to be sustainable as you take on more miles. etc. And yeah, my knees, ankles, everything was getting crazy stiff. And I think that's another reason why that post-run care is so important. And one of the reasons why I think I can speak for myself, need to take it a little bit more seriously.
Same. Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah. And hey, for these long runs, even though we did them separately, we both got the chance to take some more videos.
Yes, we did.
And so it's another chance for you guys to get a little bit into the POV of, well, not exactly point of view, but into that perspective of, you know, running with us and going through those miles. And Jacob's not sick in this one. So healthy Logan and Jacob running their 16 miler. Here are the clips right now. Start of the run. Got the new vest on. Already ripped a little bit, but we tied it on and we got it ready to go. Here we go. Starting now. Mile 0.
3 miles down, 1 goo down. Feeling good.
Mile 3. We're in a pretty similar loop to what I did last week, so you're catching me on the uphill again. I'm about to take my first goo. We got Tri-Berry this time. We're going strong.
6 miles down, 2 goos down.
Just hit mile 6. Trying to keep the pace up because I got somewhere to be at 1 o'clock. So I'm probably sitting at like 9:20. Anyways, about to take the second gel. I got a good sweat worked up. We're gonna keep pushing it. Peace.
9 miles down, 3 goos down. Picked up a new water at the home. 7 miles to go.
9 miles in. Man, I'm cruising right now. Got a good sweat worked up, but I'm still trying to push the tempo. Heart rate's going up, but I'm sitting around maybe 9:15 pace. Gonna keep pushing it. Mile 12, I am feeling it. I'm really pushing it on this run. So 4 more miles, gotta finish strong. Whew. It's a bruiser.
Skip mile 12. Video went to 15. Goos 4 and 5 are down. Went sub 2 on the half marathon. 1 mile to go. All right, now we're done with the long run of the week. So week 6, we're coming for you. All right, signing out. Good deal. Wow.
Sweet. Hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, good runs. And moving into week 6, we're actually going to do a taper week. So we're going to pipe it down a bit. A lot less miles, a lot more rest, recovery. Hopefully mobility. Hopefully. Maybe. Yeah, overall, give our legs a little bit of rest before we hit the second half of this training block before the marathon.
And this is typical for training?
People can
argue both ways.
Yeah, it could be both ways. Okay. I mean, you can continue to train. I like to work really hard for a while and then take a nice little break, and then work really hard for a while, take a nice little break. I just give my body a nice little soft reset. Obviously not taking weeks off at a time. Yeah. Kind of having a 1 week soft reset. I mean, we're still going to be running a little bit. Yeah. We're still going to be doing active stuff, working out.
Active rest.
Yeah.
Trying to get out.
Exactly. So it's not like we're just sitting on our butt 7 days in a row. Yeah. So yeah, people can say that is a weird or different training regimen, but it was in the regimen that we looked up. So I was like, hey, let's do it. But yeah, moving forward, super pumped going into taper week, and then hit it back up on week 7 is when we started back up again.
Yeah. So week 6 will be chill. Not a complete rest week, but a taper week, like easing back, and then week 7 right back into it.
Yeah. But thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate your guys' support, watching all the way through. Go ahead and just give us some love, and we'll come back to you next week.
Shout out to the real ones for staying in the video or the podcast this long. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for checking us out.
Till next time.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Money. Cash money.